Hi, I'm Bill with Media Unlocked.
And I'm David with Media Unlocked.
What are we talking about today, Dave?
The Sony A7R III. We're going to do a quick preview of it. We've had it for 2 days. We're already very impressed with it.
Man.
We think you guys are going to be impressed with it. And we're just going to go over a couple key features. And then here in about 3 weeks to a month, we're actually going to do a full-on 30, 40-minute video really going over the features.
Maybe we can do 2 or 3.
Maybe. No telling what we're going to put out, but we're going to really dive into it here in a couple weeks after having it for a month. We also like to thank our sponsor, B&H, for sending this out to us.
Oh, yeah.
So always, guys, there's always these little cards that pop out. You can click on one of those cards, the very top one, and it will take you over to B&H. And anything that you buy through them does help us, and that is really big for us, for our sponsorship goes, because we really appreciate B&H. And if you're going to buy it from them, might as well buy it from them through us.
Exactly.
Why not? Why not spend the money
And if
through
you're going to buy it from B&H.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on, let's go over some of these features real quick. So one of the big things that they've added, or they've updated with the Sony A7R III is the battery life.
Yeah.
It's 2280 milliamps versus the smaller batteries, which we have right here. The original batteries were 1950 milliamps.
That's one of the things that I always heard about the Sonys is they have a problem with batteries.
This is the new one. This is the old one, of course. Now, again, the battery life, I mean, Corey, how fast would your A6500 run on battery? Like an hour? So you get about an hour of shooting. We've been with this for 2 days, shooting it quite a lot.
Haven't charged it up yet.
Yeah, and we haven't had to charge it. So we're really happy with that. That's huge, especially for our video friends like Corey. Yep. Moving on, pixel shift. Let's talk a little bit about pixel shift.
This is something that I can't wait to try out. It's the sensor. It changes the image by 1 pixel. It supposedly makes the images so much more vibrant and so much sharp. And it's all about the sharp. Pure and simple. It's all about the sharp. I can't wait to try it out. I mean, you have to use their software, but Lightroom will probably come up with something sooner or later.
15 stops of dynamic range. Now, DxO did test it out. They got 14.7 on their dynamic range.
Which is unbelievable. It's just hard to imagine 14.7 stops.
Bill doesn't believe it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was trained into the zone system, 10 stops. Okay.
So we're interested to see how that works over the next month.
Yeah.
ISO. Tell us a little bit about the ISO.
Oh, the ISO is amazing. Last night I was after a Christmas party. I was just walked out in the parking lot. I shot a building, had some lights on it. Not a great composed shot, but I just wanted to test the ISO of this camera. 12,800 ISO. I put it into Photoshop as a JPEG, not a RAW, a JPEG. And it took to 100% before I saw any appreciable noise.
And you thought it was at 8,000 the whole time.
I thought it was 8,000. I misset the dial. It was, it's a new camera and it's small.
Yeah.
It is very small.
It's amazing. So we're going to pop that picture up right now so you can pixel peep. We'll also add a download link so you can just download that RAW file or the raw JPEG.
It's not a RAW.
Yeah, the JPEG, and honestly, we won't do any editing to it, so you guys can really see what 12,800 ISO looks
I couldn't
like.
believe it. I just could not believe it.
I think Bill's going to buy this camera, and he doesn't know it yet.
No, I'm going to steal it from you.
True 4K, which is awesome, at full frame. As well, you get Super 35. Again, you can pick between the two.
Yep.
Super 35, guys. I mean, we're talking, the FS7 is like one of the cheaper Super 35 cameras, and it's at like $4 or $5 grand, and it's probably one of the better, cheaper Super 35. So I know Corey can't wait to test this out and see how the Super 35. I know he does. He is going to have to get a turn, but we will eventually give him a turn. Bill and I have been fighting over the last couple of days. The couple of days that we've had.
Yeah, we traded it 3 or 4 times between us.
Of course, HDR video. Corey will go into all the video settings in depth later on in the month when we actually get some true testing done. Yeah. Now, here's a list of things that we really want to find out and see how things work. One of them being how well it focuses in low light.
Yeah, and
Bill's tested a little bit.
I do a lot of night photography. I love night. I love low light and low key lighting. I can't wait to put this thing through its paces.
And supposedly it works fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So we really want to see how that performs.
Yeah.
Here's something that a lot of people aren't talking about: the tethering. If you wire in the tethering, I think it uses USB-C 3.0, and supposedly even at raw, if it's a raw file right into Lightroom. Or Capture One, I believe, is the other one that people are using right now. It's really quick. We want to see how the Metabones Canon Adapter works with it.
We're going to let Corey test that one out.
Corey has one, so he's going to test it out because he uses the A6500, which is what we're actually shooting on right now. And I'm really interested to see how well that works. Supposedly, with their new autofocusing system, where it actually can follow the eye or the face extremely well, it works really well with the Metabones adapter. Much better than the Sony A7R II. Yeah. So we're going to test it out with some Canon lenses, and we'll get back to you guys on how well that is performed. Because if that works well, this could be great for people coming over from Canon into Sony and being able to keep their lenses so they can afford to go on and buy new Sony.
So I ran into a video guy today I know at the camera store when I was there for a product demo. And he was talking with me about this thing, and he was comparing it to the new Nikon 850 that he just bought.
Right.
And I told him, well, this supposedly has the best autofocus system ever put into a video camera. And Ernie said, well, there's never been a good one. Now, I don't know this because I'm not really a video guy, but I can't wait for Corey to test it out and give us some feedback on it.
Canon and Nikon both have autofocus systems, Canon being better than Nikon's, but neither one of them even coming close to Sony in my experience. And that goes all the way back to the Sony A7R II. Moving on here, burst speeds at 10 frames per second. In RAW, right?
In RAW, and I'm looking forward to trying that out. I've got my roller derby friends are about ready to kick up again, so I'm going to start shooting roller derby again. Go Roller Girls of Central Kentucky, and so I'm looking forward to trying it out to see if it actually lives up to that expectation.
Awesome.
And you know, David, it's supposed to have a completely new and improved anti-shake system built into the camera. That combination of the 5-axis and the image stabilization. It's supposed to be better than anything else out there. I can't wait to drop the camera and see if it shakes on the way down.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it works.
You think B&H will get mad at us?
A little bit.
Okay,
right.
Maybe we won't drop it then.
So things that we're really hoping to actually do in test field over the next month is we're hoping to put it up against the Sony A7R III versus the Canon 5D Mark IV versus the Nikon
850.
The 850. Right.
And we're going to put them in the studio on an exact same test, controlling every single variable that we can control, and put them head to head. And we're going to
see how they perform.
And we are going to pixel peep, and you know we are.
Yes. So we're going to kind of come back with you guys some information on how we think it's going to perform. Personally, I think Sony is just going to blow both out of the water.
I'm a Canon guy.
I'm a Canon guy too, but I am really falling in love with Sony every time I use them. We're also hoping to set up a model shoot where we're actually going to do some headshots and just some actual shooting on a backdrop here in the studio, professional shoot, and to see how it really performs when you're doing a really professional commercial model shoot.
Heather's coming in, and she is going to be beautiful, as she always is. And maybe she'll sing to us. She's an opera singer.
Yeah. So we're going to test that out. We're going to do some basic video testing. And again, going back, we really want to figure out how that Metabones works with the camera. So to sum everything up, what we've done in the 2 days that we've had it, we're just extremely impressed with it. And we can't wait to dive into it more in depth. So give us a couple weeks. We'll put out another video, and we'll let you guys know what we really think of the camera.
And I just can't believe the response I've had. I did not think I was going to like this camera at all when I first got it, because it's too small for my hand, which is something I'm going to have to deal with. And of course, I don't like learning a new system, but it may be worth it.
It really might.
It might be worth it.
Now, guys, just to let you know, our newest video is going to be right up here. If you made it this far along with us, click right down here and go on and hit that subscribe button, because we got all kinds of new and exciting stuff that we'll be coming out with. Right down here diagonally, there will be a link to this beautiful camera from our sponsor, B&H. And if you guys are really seriously considering buying it or anything through B&H, maybe not necessarily the camera, it really does help us when you click on that link. It gives us a little commission, and it keeps this channel alive. And we, again, like to thank B&H, as always, for sending this out to us. As always, we'll catch you next time.